Hi, everyone. Today we're going to discuss how you guys can be, not be, but, but how you guys may have felt that you're ready to be your unique self, to feel your vitality, your inspiration, to be really like your own energy. And you have maybe done a lot of work on yourself. You've maybe worked with the best acting teachers out there, acting mentors. You've done the best schools, you've never stopped, you're going more and more and moving countries and studying with this person and this person. And yet, when you show up and there's a real juicy opportunity, especially when there's juicy opportunities, you might feel like you're not bad, right? You can act, but you're not exceptional. You're feeling that something's missing, that something's off. You're feeling that you can do the job, but probably like everybody else, and you're not unique. You're not your own exceptional self. And of course, that has an impact on every single step of the process, which means that when you act, it's not that exhilarating. It's not that fun because there is a missing piece, right? Which is your unique self. There is a missing piece, like you're ticking all the boxes, you're doing the homework, you're getting the good grades, but there's no bliss, there's no joy in the process of acting anymore. And then, of course, you're not really booking. You're not knocking their socks off in your tapes or in the audition rooms. You feel it. You know it. So part of you is thinking, but I'm doing everything right. And I've studied with the best. And I can act. And I've done the scene well. But deeper in you, you know that you were not into your vitality, not into your energy, not into your uniqueness, but right besides it. Your aliveness was not there. Maybe your cerebral self was checking all the boxes and doing everything right, but there is a missing piece, right? And the missing piece is your unique self. And so you might have caught yourself there already before, and you might have thought, okay, I need to get to the next teacher. I need to get to the better teacher. I need to get to those teachers that are so knowledgeable, that are so famous, that are so, I don't know what, that they will be able to teach me that element that I'm missing. And sometimes I was just talking to someone who was actually a colleague, a professional colleague, and she was questioning me about what I do. And she says that sometimes you meet those teachers that will say, just drop everything, drop all the technique and the method, just trust yourself. And I was like, yes, exactly. And there is no way you can do that. I'll repeat, there is no way that you can trust yourself, your deep self, your unique self, your talented, inspired, alive self. Why? Because you've been trained and wired out of yourself. You have been trained out of yourself. You have no self anymore. You're unable to connect with yourself. So, how could you possibly trust it? And let me dig into that a little bit with you. I don't want to be fatalistic about it because it's really, really common and it's not a problem. It's a wonderful opportunity. So, you've been raised from the get go, from parents to school. You've been told, don't cry, shh, don't yell. You don't yell at me, right? You've been even told to not be too happy if you're in a restaurant or in a supermarket, like turn it down. It's annoying. Your aliveness is annoying. And then you go to school and you're being told to sit down, not to run and chat with your friends. What? No, sit down, shut up, be quiet, and do what you're told. And if you don't, there'll be punishment, there'll be shame, there'll be repercussions, right? So you have not been trained to be yourself slash unique, because by definition, yourself is unique. There's not a single one of us that's the same, right? You have not been trained and supported and encouraged to be your unique self. You've been trained and supported and encouraged and coerced and pushed and forced to become a wonderful people pleaser, to be giving all of your attention to what the peanut gallery thinks and to how the peanut gallery is accepting you and to how they validate you and to how they see what you're doing. If not, there'll be consequences. So you're being trained to know, believe, breathe, and behave that if you please everyone around you, God knows how to please them, but you got to become really better at trying to figure out how to please them. If you do that well, you will remain safe and loved and validated. So, of course, you drink the Kool-Aid and you do that. And you do that better and better and better and better and better. And then you go to acting school and they give you more of that wiring. This is how you act. This is how you do it. This is how you break down a script. This is how you feel. Here, do a sense memory, do a substitution. This is how. All external. And the more you do of that, the more you walk away from yourself. The less connected you are to yourself, the less you can trust yourself, the less yourself is unique, the less you have access to your vitality, to your energy, to your inspiration, because none of that has been encouraged in your upbringing, in your education. You've been asked to not be you, but to make sure that everybody out there was okay with your behavior, your emotions, your thoughts, with everything that you were. So when you're wanting to act and you're feeling that you're besides your energy, besides your vitality, besides your unique self, and you're just ticking boxes and that's okay, but it doesn't feel great, it doesn't book, and it doesn't impact anyone, of course, you have no access to your unique self. Good news is it's still there, right? You are your unique self. It's always there, but you have been trained out of it. So now when you're an actor or an artist for that matter, we have so many different artists in our community, and you're there with material that you can put your hands in, whether those are sides or clay or a song or, a canvas, whatever it is. If you're not undoing all of that wiring that has made you believe, and every single cell in your body made you believe that it's safer for you and it's better for you to try to figure out what others want and then to cater to that. If you don't undo that part, you cannot sit connected with yourself, trusting it and doing what your unique self would do. You cannot be inspired. The inspiration comes from inside. You're outspired. You're looking outside. What do they want? What do they want? You've become a wonderful scanner at trying to figure out what other people want. You're not even in touch with you. So how could you possibly just enjoy your uniqueness? How could you possibly share that vitality, that energy that is yours only, that nobody else has? That's your missing piece, guys. And the way to get that missing piece is not to go to the next best teacher who knows it all and who can spoon feed it to you. No, you already have it. You just need to undo all the plumbing in you that has been trained and wired and programmed to cater to the outside. So when you're in front of the camera and your tubes are out there, you're not here. You're out there. If you're out there, you're not here. If you're not here, how can you possibly do the scene? How can you possibly be there for your character? How can you possibly be unique, energetic, vital? None of those things are available to you because you're trying to suck people's energies out there and you're trying to please those energies. And it's just a wonky loop that never, ever, ever, ever will work. Sure, you'll get to a place where you don't make mistakes, you always get it right, you're a good actor, but none of that feels great because you're not there. And none of that will book you the roles that you want. Sure, you'll book some little roles here and there. Nothing that will satisfy you, nothing that will fulfill you, nothing that will come long term. No business will come back from that place because you're not there, right? So that's why the way we work with actors is to undo the conditioning, undo it, right? Undo the conditioning and then rewire yourself to be your instinctive free self, self reliant. Undoing all of that plumbing that looks outside so that you can plug it back in. Feel what you feel, want what you want, think what you think, behave how you want to behave. That is your uniqueness. That is your gift to you to live. That's your purpose for you to live and your gift as an artist to share. So when you meet someone who's not trying to please, who is self reliant, who is themselves, who is free, who is unique, who is vital, who is self inspired, who's in their own world and yet open to connect. Oof, there's a human being there. There's life, and that's magnetic, and people want it. So that's when, productions start rewriting roles. They meet you for a role, and they think you're fabulous, but you don't match. They'll rewrite something for you. They'll make it bigger. They'll change the name. They'll change the race. They'll change the size. They'll work with you one way or the other. You become a hot commodity because you're rare. If this makes sense, and if you want that missing piece, if you want yourself back for your life, for your work as an artist, send us a DM. We'll send you some information at the top. There's a wait list that you can sign up on, and we can let you know when we open enrollment. Thank you guys. It was nice to connect. Bye.